The Titanic was once a symbol of luxury and technological achievement. This grand ship, the largest of its time, set sail in 1912, carrying dreams of a new world. Tragedy struck and the Titanic sank to the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean, remaining lost for over 70 years. Today, the Titanic is no longer a majestic vessel, but a decaying wreck, slowly being consumed by the sea. The story of its discovery and decline is a fascinating look at the power of nature and the importance of preserving history. The Titanic's resting place is a dark and unforgiving environment nearly 2.5 miles below the surface. The cold, darkness and immense pressure create a challenging environment for exploration. However, despite these obstacles, scientists and explorers have managed to study the wreck. Their findings reveal the Titanic's current state and the forces that are slowly dismantling it. For decades, the exact location of the Titanic remained a mystery. Numerous expeditions attempted to locate the wreck, but the vastness of the ocean and the limitations of technology made the search difficult. Then in 1985, a team led by Dr. Robert Ballard made a historic breakthrough. Using a remotely operated vehicle called Argo, they discovered the Titanic's final resting place. The discovery captivated the world, providing closure for the victims' families and sparking renewed interest in the Titanic's story. Images of the wreck, once lost in the depths, resurfaced, revealing the ship's decaying state. This marked the beginning of a new chapter in the Titanic's saga, one of scientific exploration and ethical debate. The Titanic rests on the ocean floor, subject to the relentless forces of the deep. Over time, the cold, salty water, strong currents, and metal-eating bacteria are taking their toll. The once proud ship is gradually collapsing. The metal is rusting, the wood is disintegrating, and the ship's structure is weakening. One of the biggest culprits in the Titanic's deterioration is a type of bacteria called Halomonas titanici. These microbes are feasting on the iron in the ship's hull. As they consume the metal, they create rusticles, icicle-like formations of rust. These rusticles are fragile and can easily crumble, further contributing to the wreck's disintegration. The ocean is slowly but surely reclaiming the Titanic. The Titanic today is a shadow of its former self. The ship is broken into two main parts, the bow and the stern, lying about 1/3 of a mile apart. The once grand decks are now covered in debris and sediment. The luxurious cabins and dining rooms are collapsing in on themselves. Despite the deterioration, there are still glimpses of the Titanic's former glory. The ship's massive propellers are still visible. Some of the more durable items like porcelain plates and bottles remain intact, though scattered and buried in the sediment. However, the overall picture is one of ongoing deterioration. The Titanic is slowly transforming into an artificial reef. Section 5. Life in the depths, creatures of the wreck. As the Titanic decays, it is also becoming a unique habitat for marine life. The wreck provides a hard surface on the otherwise soft, muddy ocean floor. This attracts a variety of creatures seeking shelter, food, and a place to attach themselves. Anemones, sponges, and corals now grow on the wreck. Fish, crabs, and other sea creatures use the ship's nooks and crannies as their homes. The Titanic, in its death, is giving life to a thriving deep-sea ecosystem. This unusual juxtaposition of human tragedy and natural resilience is a testament to the power of the natural world. Section 6. New discoveries in the dark. Even after decades of exploration, the Titanic continues to reveal its secrets. Advanced imaging techniques and deep-sea exploration technology are providing new insights into the wreck's condition and the objects it holds. High-resolution sonar scanners create detailed, three-dimensional maps of the wreck site. These scans reveal the precise layout of the wreck and help scientists track its rate of decay. Autonomous underwater vehicles equipped with high-definition cameras capture stunning images and videos of the Titanic, allowing researchers to study the wreck in unprecedented detail. These technological advancements are essential for understanding the Titanic's story and for informing decisions about its future. Section 7. Should we take treasures from the Titanic? The discovery of the Titanic sparked a debate about the ethics of salvaging artifacts from the wreck. Some argue that the ship is a grave site and should be left undisturbed out of respect for the victims and their families. Others believe that recovering artifacts can provide valuable historical insights and preserve the memory of the Titanic and its passengers. This debate has led to legal battles and international agreements aimed at regulating salvage operations. The recovery of artifacts from the Titanic raises complex questions about ownership, respect for the dead, and the preservation of cultural heritage. Many believe that the Titanic should be left untouched as a memorial to those who perished. They argue that the wreck is a sacred site akin to a battlefield or a cemetery. Disturbing the wreck, even for scientific purposes, is seen as disrespectful to the memory of the victims. Those who advocate for non-interference believe that the best way to honor the Titanic's legacy is to let it rest in peace. They support the creation of a protection zone around the wreck site, prohibiting salvage operations and limiting tourism. This approach emphasizes remembrance and reflection over exploration and potential exploitation. The tragedy of the Titanic should never be forgotten. However, some argue that focusing solely on the ship's remains can overshadow the human cost of the disaster. They believe that remembrance should extend beyond the physical wreck and prioritize the stories and experiences of those who were on board. Instead of concentrating on artifact recovery, they advocate for supporting museums and educational initiatives that tell the stories of the passengers and crew. Remembering the individuals who lived and died aboard the Titanic, they argue, is a more meaningful way to honor the tragedy than focusing on the ship's physical remains. The future of the Titanic is uncertain. As the wreck continues to deteriorate, decisions need to be made about its management and preservation. Should we continue to explore and study the wreck, or should we let nature take its course? Should we recover more artifacts, or should we leave them undisturbed? These are complex questions with no easy answers. They require careful consideration of ethical, scientific, and cultural factors. Ultimately, the future of the Titanic is a decision for all of us. An open dialogue informed by scientific understanding and ethical considerations is essential to determine the best course of action. The Titanic, once a symbol of human ambition, now serves as a reminder of our vulnerability to the forces of nature. The story of its sinking, discovery, and ongoing decay offers valuable lessons about maritime safety, technological hubris, and the importance of preserving history. As the Titanic continues to rest on the ocean floor, it prompts us to reflect on our relationship with the past, the power of the natural world, and our responsibility to future generations. The Titanic's legacy extends beyond the tragedy itself. It serves as a powerful symbol of human loss, survival, and the enduring power of storytelling. As we continue to explore and learn from the Titanic, we honor the memory of those who were lost and gain a deeper understanding of our shared human history.